Little People, Big World. 8 Signs Caryn's a Drama Queen. Will this gold digger ruin Matt's life after farm scandal? There has long been speculation that Little People, Big World star Caryn Chandler is a drama queen and gold digger who is ruining her husband, Matt Roloff's life. The long-running unscripted series, which chronicles the lives of the Roloff family, initially focused on the marriage of Matt and Amy Roloff. However, over time, the couple divorced and started new relationships with other people. Since the divorce, Amy married Chris Marek, and Matt recently got engaged to Caryn. Complicating matters further, Caryn had been a longtime family employee before finding herself in a relationship with her boss, and it's unclear if Matt and Amy were still married when he started his dalliance with Caryn. The Roloff family has gone through changes over the years, and Little People, Big World has chronicled the journey. Matt and Amy's marriage had been troubled for many years before they officially divorced, so their split was seen as a positive step forward for the family. Still, when Matt announced he was seeing Caryn, more than a few people speculated Matt had been cheating on Amy with Caryn for a while. Caryn has been the subject of enormous criticism for her relationship with Matt, with many people calling the Little People, Big World Season 25 star a major drama queen. During Little People, Big World Season 25, 62-year-old Matt started building his new dream home and gave 56-year-old Caryn a lot of power over the design process. He argued that since she'd soon be his wife, it would be her house, so she should be involved in the decision-making process, which seemed like a fair deal. Over time, Caryn has gone from consulting on the decisions to being in charge of the design process. Even though Matt is the one paying for everything, Caryn gets the final say, and the power has inflated Caryn's already huge ego. Matt and Amy had 4 children, but their son, 34-year-old Zach Roloff, was the only one who continued to appear on Little People, Big World, and had a good relationship with both of his parents. It all blew up when Zach offered to buy the family farm, and Matt suddenly pulled it off the market. The father and son have since admitted their relationship has been severely strained. Their issues worsened when Matt started a relationship with Caryn, a longtime family employee. Caryn seemed interested in bringing father and son back together, but eventually gave up trying. Recently, Zach and Tori confirmed they won't return to the show after Little People, Big World Season 25. In March 2023, Matt posted a loving birthday greeting to Caryn on Instagram, which featured a couple of photos of her, as well as a photo of the couple together. Matt's caption reads, "Happy birthday to the sweetest, kindest, most beautiful soul I've ever met. If Caryn was as sweet as Matt thinks she is, she would have tried much harder to make things right with Matt's family." Caryn claims she doesn't have the tools to fix it, but she has a lot of influence over Matt like Matt. Caryn also came out of a messy divorce with her ex-husband, Joseph Chandler, who she split from in 2012 after 20 years of marriage. Caryn worked as a manager on the farm for a decade before being promoted to Matt's assistant and then promoted to the role of his girlfriend. When the couple ultimately got together, it raised more than a few eyebrows, especially among Matt's children and Little People, Big World fans. There's speculation that Caryn could have targeted Matt from the start, and now she could be ruining his life. Zach wasn't happy with his father when he learned he had been dating the longtime family employee, but he ultimately moved on. After the incident with Matt pulling the family farm off the market, there was a lot of speculation about whether Caryn had any hand in Matt's real estate decision. Since then, Matt has gone back and forth about selling the property, even listing a piece on the market. In December 2022, Matt posted about his birthday celebration on Instagram. "A huge heartfelt thank you to everyone for the amazing support I've gotten this past year," read Matt's caption during Little People, Big World Season 16. Matt and Caryn sat down with his ex-wife, Amy, to reveal that Matt had made a will and decided to leave everything to Amy. Amy was shocked since she was already remarried to Chris Marek, and had expected Matt to leave everything to their 4 children. Matt insisted that it was simply too complicated to leave the farm to anyone else, which seemed like he was making his ex-wife divide up his estate later. During a joint confessional with Matt, Caryn claimed it was her idea to leave everything to Amy. Your family in the first part of your life, built and worked for this farm. Chandler told Matt if that was the truth, and there's no reason to think it isn't. It seems like a very self-serving announcement. It's important to remember that Amy would only get whatever Matt and Caryn don't sell off, which Matt made clear during the conversation. Matt and Amy met at a Little People of America convention in 1987 and were married later that same year. They had 4 children together, including Zach, but Matt and Amy announced their divorce in 2015 after almost 30 years of marriage. Matt and Caryn didn't go public until their relationship in 2017, but very few people believe that the relationship didn't begin long before then, with some speculating that it could have started when Matt was still married to Amy. Since the Little People, Big World stars divorced, Amy has moved on and remarried Chris, but it must hurt seeing the family employee living in the house where she raised her children. Caryn worked for the Roloff family for over a decade, starting as a farm manager, but was eventually promoted to the role of Matt's assistant. It would only be human nature for Amy to wonder if anything was going on between her then-husband and his loyal assistant from before Amy and Matt decided to divorce. Between the family farm and the 25 seasons of Little People, Big World, Matt has done very well for himself financially, and he's got a lot to lose. For her part, Caryn has gotten a lot out of the relationship, financially speaking, including a new home in Arizona and the one Matt is building in Oregon. The Arizona house doesn't offer accessibility for Matt to the upstairs bedroom, which says a lot about Caryn's priorities. Hopefully, Matt will have Caryn sign a prenup so he can protect his legacy to leave behind for his children and grandchildren. Little People, Big World. Amy Roloff's most inventive recipes. With videos Little People, Big World star Amy Roloff's creative recipes and cooking videos may help her transition from reality star to esteemed chef. The matriarch of the Roloff family's simple yet impressive recipes add a modern twist to traditional dishes. Amy has always had a passion for cooking and baking, and with the publication of her most recent cookbook, Eat, Love, Gather, Amy is making a name for herself in the culinary world. Amy and her family have appeared in Little People, Big World for 25 seasons. As a mother of 4, she owned a pumpkin farm in Hillsboro, Oregon, with her ex-husband, Matt Roloff. Little People, Big World documented the family as Amy and Matt divorced. Amy moved away from the farm, and their children grew up and started their own families. Amy, who is now married to Chris Marek, has leaned into her cooking as the show's future grows uncertain. Given her impressive selection of recipes, Amy is well on her way to making cooking her new career. Chris joined Amy as she whipped up a batch of hamburgers with a clever addition. Little People, Big World star Amy added a layer of Black Forest ham on her burgers, followed by a sauce made from mayonnaise and chopped dill pickle. She finished the meal with paprika-seasoned potato wedges and sriracha ketchup. Making a summer meal in the middle of winter, Amy cooked her hamburgers indoors on the stovetop. She explained that she seasoned her meat, so the focus remained on the ham and sauce. The simplicity of Amy's cooking makes her recipes attainable to even novice chefs, but her unexpected gourmet details elevate the dishes. As Amy finished assembling the meal, Chris joined her for dinner and called her method a great way to build a burger. Amy turned traditional salad on its head with her Bloody Mary salad recipe. She wrote in the caption, "Who says salads have to be boring?" Amy's salad includes tomato, celery, red onions, and parsley, and it is finished with a spicy horseradish and Tabasco dressing. She added the hashtag creative cooking. Since beginning their romance, Amy and Chris are often shown on Little People, big world enjoying a cocktail with friends or just each other. Amy's Bloody Mary salad is reminiscent of the couple's ability to take time to enjoy the little things and indulge. Her addition of a cocktail-inspired twist to the salad is proof of Amy's fun-loving yet comforting nature, which is part of what has made her such a beloved television figure. For a sweet treat, Amy made a batch of chocolate brownies from scratch. She then whipped up peanut butter cookie dough to layer on top to mimic the taste of a peanut butter cup. "I'm in heaven," Amy remarked after her first Batimi's brownie cookie mashup displays her ability to think outside the box. The added effort she took to prepare 2 different dessert mixes surely paid off, given the classic pairing of peanut butter and chocolate. Amy's combination of 2 simple ideas results in a unique dessert, yet still brings a familiar comfort. Amy shared the spotlight with some of her grandchildren, Ember Roloff, Bode Roloff, and Radley Roloff, as she filmed a video in her son Jeremy Roloff's kitchen. With her grandchildren in mind, Amy put her spin on corn dogs by adding shredded cheese and chopped hot dogs to a homemade corn muffin mix. She noted the difficulty of cooking in an unfamiliar kitchen, but Amy improvised quickly and adapted her recipe to the equipment she had. Amy's grandchildren are a huge part of her life. This recipe by Amy is a particular example of her focus on family, as Amy's love for cooking grew from her desire to comfort and nourish her children. Although she mentioned the lighting was not ideal, and the sounds of her grandchildren playing echoed in the background, Amy remained calm and focused while she executed her recipe. Amy's natural warmth as a mother and grandmother is evident in her willingness to stay flexible and cook something for the children to enjoy. The most luxurious of Amy's dishes is her seafood lasagna. Amy considers this recipe an alternative to heavy meat and tomato lasagna, but she spares no expense with her variation. Amy layered shrimp, salmon, and crab meat with noodles and a cream sauce that included Parmesan, ricotta, and mozzarella cheese. As she cooked, Amy noted Chris had just arrived home and was tiptoeing around the kitchen to avoid disturbing her. This glimpse into their relationship shows the respect the couple has for one another, allowing space for their passions. Chris has been a healthy addition to Amy's life, supporting her without being overbearing. Chris could be heard commenting off-camera that the lasagna was looking good. Amy's sophisticated yet casual recipes are a perfect representation of her personality. Amy is a level-headed mother and has stayed dignified through her divorce and the Roloff's family drama. However, she also has a knack for entertaining and pays attention to the small details that matter the most. When Amy's time on Little People, Big World ends, she will have no trouble continuing to stay in the public eye through her cooking videos and TLC star Amy Roloff delayed her wedding to Chris Marek. Because she's too busy, although she's been engaged for over a year now, it seems that Little People, Big World star Amy Roloff is not in a huge hurry to get married. She got engaged to her boyfriend Chris Marek in September of 2019, and in early 2020, she made it clear that she would not be getting married this year. This was before the coronavirus pandemic, so some fans wondered if there was something else going on. Because she said that she would not be getting married in 2020, some fans thought that she and Chris might have called off their engagement. While the engagement is still on, the reason that the wedding isn't happening this year is actually much simpler. Amy is simply too busy to plan it. In a Facebook Live chat with her friend Lisa Dixon, Amy offered more details on why the wedding was delayed. The explanation came as Amy was answering questions from fans. Are you planning on a big wedding or a small wedding? Are you planning on wearing a wedding dress or something more casual? Lisa Reed asking Amy the question. Chris and I are planning to get married in 2021, Amy answered. We haven't set a date yet. We'll work on that later in the year. In explaining why she wasn't focused on planning a wedding, Amy said that there were just too many other things on her mind. I think there's just so much going on, she said. Getting settled into the new house, projects in the new house, and everything like that. She also said that, although the wedding isn't imminent, she's not the type of person who's going to elope. "I'm much more of a traditional person. I want the wedding and the reception," she said. "I would like to share that experience with Chris." She also said that she would be wearing a wedding dress, although she hinted that it might not be the traditional white. When the planning does get underway, it seems Amy is already thinking of ways she can spin it into an episode of Little People, Big World. Even as she deals with all the normal details of planning her wedding, Amy is also thinking about how her wedding planning will factor into Little People, Big World. During the Facebook Live conversation, Amy said that she sees a great opportunity for a crossover with another TLC show. Say yes to the dressing. Sure, a few of you have heard of Kleinfeld in New York and Randy Finoli because he designs dresses, Amy said. Could he design a dress for a little person? Randy, if you're listening out there, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to come to New York. Of course, those plans may have to be altered slightly in light of the coronavirus pandemic. Even so, Amy is still moving toward her wedding, even if it's not in the immediate future. Amy Roloff's wedding probably won't be at the family farm. Will it be on TV? Over the years, Little People, Big World fans have seen the Roloff family go through a lot. Now, they want to know when and where Amy Roloff is getting married, and if her wedding will be televised. After watching her marriage with Matt Roloff flourish and then fizzle out over time, seeing her fall in love with her fiancé Chris Marek was a shining moment for fans who wanted nothing but the best for the family matriarch. After being engaged for what seems like forever in the reality TV world and pushing back her wedding date at least once, Amy's wedding is closer than ever. Viewers would love to get to see her nuptials play out on TV. But will the wedding be televised? Chris and Amy's wedding was originally put off due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But with the country opening back up and more people being vaccinated, it makes sense for the couple to move forward with their wedding plans. In April 2021, Amy shared on Instagram that she and Chris were to be married a little more than 4 months from that date, putting their wedding date around August or September 2021. If season 23 of Little People, Big World is filming at that time, then there's a good chance Amy's wedding will be televised for the millions of fans to see. Then again, TLC could very well film a special episode dedicated to Amy's second wedding and her new beginning with her soon-to-be husband. For now, though, no one attached to the show has confirmed that her wedding will be on TV. Matt has been vocal on the show about wanting to be with his girlfriend, Caryn Chandler, long-term. They had already been dating when Amy moved on with Chris, and Caryn was close to the family for years before she and Matt began dating. On Little People, Big World, Matt admitted that he's here for the long haul, and his goal is eventually to get married to Caryn. They don't appear to be engaged just yet, but there's still plenty of time both on and off the show for Matt to pop the question. And even if an engagement is still far off, judging by Instagram, Caryn has had no trouble melding into the Roloff family and getting closer to Matt and Amy's kids and grandchildren. Whether or not Amy's wedding is televised on Little People, Big World, Amy and Chris are open to the idea of her ex attending the wedding with his girlfriend as guests. Though right now, it could go either way. In April 2020, Amy and Chris spoke to Us Weekly about inviting Matt and Caryn to their wedding. And while Chris said they're welcome if they'd like to come, Amy added that they wouldn't want Matt and Caryn to attend their wedding out of obligation. "I just don't want to invite someone because we're inviting them," she said. "They would be invited, but I wouldn't expect them to come because of what they expressed in the past. But the past is the past. Things can change in the future." Well, it wasn't love at first sight for LPBDO stars Amy Roloff and Chris Marek. The reality series Little People, Big World debuted on TLC back in March 2006. For over 16 years, audiences have tuned in to the show that started off chronicling the lives of Amy and Matt Roloff a couple with dwarfism who had 4 children and a farm in Oregon. Over the years, the Roloff family dynamics shifted, but fans still kept on watching. The kids grew up and became adults, and after 27 years of marriage, Amy and Matt divorced in 2016. Currently, both of them are involved in romantic relationships with other people. Matt has been dating a woman named Caryn Chandler, who he's been with for a few years. With her new life off the farm, Amy found a new significant other in Chris Marek, and they tied the knot in August 2021. But how did Amy meet her second husband? In Season 16, Episode 2 of Little People, Big World, fans saw Amy express to a friend that she had some insecurities about her height as she thought about dating again. She said that getting back into the dating scene was extremely difficult after being married for so long. However, she got back into game and attended a singles mixer called Paint and Sip. Chris was also in attendance, but they did not hit it off at first. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.